ọkọ̀ mádé ẹ mọ́ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ kó jáwọ́ ní. àwọn àgbààgbà ikọ̀ wọn kò tíra mú odò sí wa kó wà láyé rẹ̀ lọ. ó máa ṣe òye kò máa gbọ́dọ̀ wò.
àlàbà ní ẹ̀gbọ́dọ̀ wọ láwùjọ.
ọmọ yìnyàn ilẹ̀ akíkanjú ọkùnrin ogun. èrò bá wí kọ́ mọ́ wọn ní ìgbọ́ ọmọ rẹ̀. iná máa rógún màmá ti di pẹ̀lẹ́ ọmọ bàbá rógún màmá ṣojo. Sunday ẹ̀yẹ tó má ṣe bọ́ kí ẹ̀ ò sí ní gbọ́mọ́. òrìṣà tí ó ṣe bọ́kọ̀ màdé mọ́ ni ṣebí yẹn ò kọ́ mọ́ lágbẹ̀dẹ. ẹ bá lè jẹ́ ìbọnà jẹ́. Adéyẹmí yóò máa sọ kọ̀ọ̀kan láì dá. kìkì orí tó máa kọ́ ni wípé Yorùbá nation ìlógó ìbá kìíní. ẹ̀dá bí rẹ̀ ṣọ̀wọ́n òye kó máa gbọ́dọ̀ wò. kò máa gbọ́dọ̀ wò onílé wò ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ jẹ́ ká rórí. ọjọ́ wo ni wọ́n dalẹ̀ Ifẹ̀ tán gangan. àwọn kan sáré kó lè dára èrè bó bàjẹ́ kókò mi làwọn kan sá. ṣó dára kí dára ṣó ìwà lọ́kùn. Yorùbá ìrònú kẹ́lọ́ fi mọ̀ ṣọ̀kan. ọ̀tá ló pọ̀ tán ìwà ká kó máa gbọ́dọ̀ wò.
àlàbà ní ẹ̀gbọ́dọ̀ wọ láwùjọ.
omi nù ń kọ́ mi. ìdí táwọn àgbààgbà yìí tó kó fi lè sòdòdó. ó ti sọ̀wọ́n àjẹkẹ́ wá jọba. ìran láwọn àgbààgbà ìgbèdánijọ́ kiri. ó máa ṣe òye ó máa gbọ́dọ̀ wò.
àlàbà ní ẹ̀gbọ́dọ̀ wọ láwùjọ.
ọba mẹ́wàá ìgbà mẹ́wàá yóò máa lòlẹ̀ ayé gbọ́. lọ́ba lọ́ba lóye lóye Yorùbá mo bẹ̀ yín ẹ̀ ṣayé ìrè. kò bàjẹ́ láyé Olúgbọ́ kò má bàjẹ́ láyé Àrẹ̀sà o. kò má torí tí yín bàjẹ́ òye. abẹ́ òrí àrùgbó Yorùbá ó máa fọwọ́ rọ́ọ̀rì kú mọ́. ẹ bá ọ̀nà lọ́mọ kéékèèké kú sí kiri. òun ló kò lè lóko nílẹ̀ Yorùbá mọ́. kìjokìjo lọ́dọ́ ló wọ̀n yìí wá ń sáré kiri. ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ jẹ́ ká relé. bájọ́ bàjùmọ̀ á ń padà sílé bàbá ẹ̀ nìní. ṣebí ewúrẹ́ yẹn ò lò ó ṣọmọ yá àgùntàn. àgùntàn ló ní màmá mi ò bí dúdú òye. ṣebí látọdún tó ti wà nínú Nàìjíríà yìí. ìdẹ̀ra ló ń fojoojúmọ́ béèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn. ṣùgbọ́n òmìnira náà fojoojúmọ́ fún àmú. ti tó ilé tó lọ òmìnira làfẹ́ o.
Wow, and a very good evening and welcome once again. I've actually been playing around with my followers and those of you that have been watching us on the other platform. I say good evening and welcome to Naija Voices on Star Radio UK. As we're just about to kickstart the program this evening, I'd like to appreciate everyone that have joined us from all over the world. But first and foremost, I'd like to appreciate my producer that are working tirelessly behind the scene. Some of you don't see them, but what you need to understand is that we have a great team here on Star Radio UK where people are doing quite a lot behind the scene. You might not be able to see them, but those little bit and bit that you see happening, you probably would not see them. But one thing I can tell us is, it is Wednesday edition of Naija Voices on Star Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, and you will join me here every Wednesday between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. My producer have actually told me that we can extend it for another half an hour because the last week program that we had, a lot of callers were calling in, and the issues on the table that cannot be denied anymore is Nigeria. The focus point of this program is Nigeria and Nigerians, and those that are now asking the question, who is a Nigerian and what is Nigeria? All that is part of what we discuss and other issues affecting millions of people that are now calling themselves the indigenous people of Biafra, the indigenous people of the Arewa, or the indigenous people of the Yoruba tribe. But tonight, as we kick into the program, I would like to appreciate everyone that have joined us so far on all the platforms. My name is Olayomi Koiki, and I welcome you onto the program. I have the quote of the day, which I'm going to be reading out in just about a few minutes. But one thing is, how do we know issues affecting people? How do we rectify those problems? Some issues have been in existence for a very, very long time, and there's no denial about that. Where some issues were probably just of recent, I'm talking about issues like the one that a lot of people are asking the question, the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria. These are recent issues, but these issues have been going on for 22 years. And it seems millions of Nigerians are now asking the question, how did we allow a military decree to go on for a very long time? We're going to be discussing that. We're also going to be looking at why is Nnamdi Kanu still being held by the Nigerian government? What has it committed? We have terrorists. According to what I'm getting, the news that the United Nations General Secretary is currently in Nigeria and is pleased with certain way that the government have been dealing with the terrorists. How can that be it? We have people that have been kidnapped since the 28th day of March, but yet the government has not made effort to rescue them because those do not have the money. The Daily Court for today says no amount of resources can make a man with the wrong paradigm succeed. That is the quote of the day. Once again, if you've joined us for the first time, this is Star Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London, and my name is Olayomi Koiki. I welcome you as you are joining us from different parts of the globe. Whether you are watching me for the first time, you will see that this is Star Radio UK. You can follow us on Twitter, you can follow us on Instagram, and you can also follow us on our social media handles. But the way you can enjoy Star Radio UK is to make sure you download the apps. And if you're sending money home to your loved ones, why not use Sendwaves? If you're doing that for the first time, remember to use S for Star, R for Radio. A lot of you know my position when it comes to the way Nigeria is at the moment. That is my own view, not the view of the studio. I believe at this junction, Nigeria needs to dissolve. Some might be asking, why do you want Nigeria to dissolve? We're going to be discussing all that, and I will be also asking you to call in during the program in just about a few minutes. We appreciate those of you that have joined us on all the platforms. Also, the Nigerian youth have actually been out of university for 80 good days. Do you think that this will ever be resolved? I was actually reading on the Twitter handle of ASU saying that they want the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo to come now and negotiate on behalf of the government. Do you believe that Yemi Osinbajo, that is also contesting for the president position in 2023, can do anything different that Ngigi or the education minister that is also contesting under the APC? Are you aware that the Ekiti State governor and the governor of the chairman of the governor forum, Fayemi, have now also declared his intention to run for the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? So how many of them wants to run is the question I'm asking tonight. I welcome you. I'll be reading some of your comments and we'll be discussing these issues. We've been told to go and sign the 5 million petition. So you will see that the outfit I've got on tonight says, and right there, Ominira Yoruba 2022.org. Somebody might be asking, where is the link? The link cannot be put on the Facebook because Facebook is actually thinking in their mind that that is a spam. So that means when you put it on Facebook, you are probably likely to be penalized. But the way you can get to the link is www.ominirayoruba2022.org. Once again, a very good evening and welcome to Naija Voices on Star Radio UK. So, where do we start tonight? Let me allow you, my listeners from all over the world, let me get your view. We've listened to different people. I'm also told Oshiomhole has also declared to run for president. Wow. Are we now seeing a lot of people declaring? What an interesting time to be alive. Once again, if you want to join the studio line and call in, the number to call will be +4474 04405917. That is the studio line for you to participate in the program with me tonight. I welcome you from all over the globe. Why do we all think that it is better in the interest of the situation currently in Nigeria? For those of you that want the disintegration of Nigeria, why do you think so? You must have a reason. And for those that still believe in one Nigeria, why do you think so? I want to hear your view. I want to give you the opportunity on the platform tonight so that you can also call in. And then that way, we can rub minds. We can always disagree, but one thing I want us to believe and agree on is Nigeria was amalgamated in 1914. And that is about almost almost 108 years ago. Do you ever think that Nigeria will be great? Remember that Sonny Okosu told us that Nigeria will be great. Which way, Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way to go? I love my fatherland. Do you still love the fatherland, or you just love your own indigenous land? Once again, good evening and welcome to Naija Voices. If you've just joined us, I say good evening.
Welcome.
It is a welcome for those of you that are joining for the very first time. I would like to appreciate once again my producer, Mr. Frank David and Mr. Archie, and the rest of the team on the Star Radio UK and all the presenters that are running each of the different programs. As we speak tonight, I want to go straight to the university student. 80 days. So what have you been doing in the last 80 days? Have you started working? Are you doing an apprentice? Are you studying something online? Because there's a lot of opportunity that you can do. But how do you do all these things if you don't even have the stable internet access? The vice president says, when I become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I can guarantee 24 hours electricity and a stable broadband. Do you believe in him? What is your take as a Nigerian or as a Yoruba man or Biafra man? 80 days and we still have the youth that is about 60% have not gone back to university. For those that are not from Nigeria, in the last 80 days, the Nigerian University and Polytechnic have been completely on strike. That means the students have not been able to go back to school. And I'm asking tonight, what have you been doing in the last 80 days? For those of you that are still university students, and those of you that have left university, have you started working after completing your NYSC? There was a young girl that was missing in Abuja, FCT precisely, I believe a week ago now. She went missing and there was a missing person that was established. I'm trying to see if I can pull up her name. She's also a university graduate. But to my surprise, I'm trying to pull up that details. She got missing in Abuja. She was also found with her NYSC uniform. I got the details here in front of me. Her name is Stephanie Tarangua. She was missing in Nigeria, in Abuja precisely. Yeah, I got her details. The corpse was found wearing the NYSC khaki trouser with the face defixed beyond recognition in the eyebrow Maitama district of Abuja. Has been confirmed by the police. I guess we have the first caller. I'm going to go straight to my caller from United Arab Emirates. And I say good evening and welcome to Niger Voices. Good evening.
Good evening, sir, Mr. Koiki.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, sorry, I'm calling from Dubai.
Awania, welcome to the program. Ekabo.
Yes, sir. You're welcome. Yeah. Thank you. It should be a center point for us. You understand? As a Yoruba, because Yoruba are distraction and just to react, you understand? So I think our main focus now is be Ashimari or Tuwalo. Gbogbo Fayemi wọn lọ ṣe gbá Tinubu ṣe gbé they are doing drama lọ́dún lójú tèmi ìdúpọ̀ ṣe understand.
Okay.
Báwa ṣe máa lọ ní kókó.
Okay.
Ṣọ́ọ̀ mi ní ìṣà.
Okay.
So that is my move on. Wọ́n ṣe fíìmù yìí o. Ẹ̀ka àti wọ́n lè. And I repeat it for later.
Okay. All right.
But the bottom line is if you see our friend wọn ní báwa máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀sìn where they are headed.
Okay.
You understand, sir?
All right.
Then, America, there was a time somebody called on your program. The man said, I'm a be sovereign nation. Tell me, sovereign nation.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So, God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much. Once again, that was our first caller from United Arab Emirates. For the benefit of those that probably did not pick some of what he was saying, I can quickly do a bit of translation. He was actually saying we should remain focused. He's talking about those that want the Yoruba nation. But like I said, this is Niger Voices, where we discuss everything. And why do we discuss everything? Because we are also communicating to a lot of international friends and listeners that have been following us for the last 5 years. And they probably want to know what is going on in Nigeria. And that means we will discuss on every point of what is happening in Nigeria, up to the point of those that disagree with Nigeria and have to become their own sovereign nation as well. Once again, a very good evening to those of you that are watching us on all the platforms across the length of different part of the globe. This young woman was found in a eyebrow area in Abuja, in Maitama precisely. The NYC Director of Press and Public Relations, Eddie Magua, made this known in a statement. The missing body. Tarungwa, a graduate of microbiology from the Federal University of Agriculture, Makurdi, went missing on April 14 after she left home fully dressed in an NYSC uniform. Unfortunately, she never returned back home. Her death is still being treated as unexplained. However, sources at the NYSC headquarters believe that at this stage there was a third party involvement. So this is not just one out of so many missing people in Nigeria. But the question a lot of people are now saying is, should we continue with Nigeria? The last caller said we should remain focused. I'm asking the question. We have a lot of people that are contesting, saying they want to keep one Nigeria. So what do you do to those that say we want to keep one Nigeria? You can also have your views heard. And the number again is +4474044059117. I welcome you to Niger Voices on Star Radio UK. Yesterday, you probably didn't know, it was just about 40 years that we were celebrating the remembrance of my dad, Alhaji Omotayo, Majid Omotayo Okunla Koiki. He died May 3rd, 1982, which makes it 40 years yesterday, the 3rd of May. But today is the 4th, and we continue to remember him just as we remember so many souls that have passed on across different individuals of our listeners across the globe. Nigeria today is not the Nigeria that was given to Nigerians in 19. There's only one number to call. Please do not call any other number apart from the number that has been given out. The number will be pinned by the back end team. Please do so for those that are asking, I believe, on YouTube. Once again, to those of you that are listening, the number to call is +447404405917. Please do not call any other number apart from that, should you want to be part of the program. Once again, this is Star Radio UK, and I say like this.
Welcome.
It is a welcome to those of you that have joined us across the length and breadth of the country, or across the world rather. In 1959, just before the 1959, there was a lot of conversation during the request for Nigeria to have an independence from the British. A lot of deliberation, a lot of conversation, but the northern part of Nigeria, as at the time, said they were not ready to go. There was a lot of engagement at the Lancaster House, which is just about 2 hours away from here, from the studio. But in 1959, election was held. But we now know that that election was rigged. Once again, good evening as you're all joining across the different part of the world. That election was rigged against the other ethnic group by the British government. But we had an independent, and the region were all operating separately. I'm talking about the western region, the eastern region, and the northern region. So when anybody tells you that Nigeria was great, it was only great during those era. But today, coming under almost 61 years of independence, is Nigeria still going to hold? I have a caller all the way from Canada. I say good evening and welcome to the program.
Koiki. Hello, Koiki.
Good evening.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ o.
Our name.
Kò sí nǹkan tí tó ń jẹ́ Nàìjíríà mọ́.
Okay.
Lọ́dọ̀ àwa Yorùbá nation.
Okay.
Àwọn tó yìí ń sọ pé wọ́n Nàìjíríà. Nǹkan tó máa jẹ náà wà after. Àwọn dẹ̀ wà so selfish. Gbogbo èèyàn náà ló mọ̀ pé nǹkan tó ń lọ ní Nàìjíríà kì í ṣe nǹkan tó yẹ kó continue like that. A mọ̀ pé àwọn kan ń gbádùn o, wọn ò mọ̀ pé ìyà ń jẹ àwọn kan. Apart from pé ìyà ń jẹ àwọn èèyàn, ẹ wo iye àwọn ẹ̀mí tó ń lose all the time. Wọ́n ò kidnap, wọ́n á pààyàn, wọ́n ti da gbogbo system ìlú yẹn rú.
Okay.
Gbogbo ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn náà tó ń pera wọn lólówó oríṣiríṣi, kán máa pààyàn, kán máa fèèyàn ṣe tutù. Báwo la ṣe máa continue like that?
Okay.
Èmi ò rò pé anybody torí ẹ̀ bá pé bí ò tiẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ẹ, ó ṣáà ń gbọ́. Ọ̀wá tún ní ká máa continue like that.
Okay.
Ẹ ṣe rí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn politicians wọ̀nyí. Ọlọ́run nìkan ló mọ nǹkan táwọn Haúsá bóyá wọ́n gbé nǹkan fún wọn jẹ ni. Torí àmọ́ èèyàn mélòó ló fẹ́ run fún only one post.
Okay.
So bóyá àwọn yẹn ti ṣe nǹkan fún wọn kí gbogbo wọn máa dìde kán lè máa bára wọn jà.
Okay.
Eléyìí tó tiẹ̀ wá tún tó lóòkù surprise mi torí a ti ń gbọ́ díẹ̀díẹ̀ ní ti Fáyẹmí of all people tí ò sí nǹkan kan tó ṣe sí Èkìtì.
Okay.
Dípò ṣe ẹni tí ò lè tó Èkìtì ṣe Nàìjíríà ló wá fẹ́ túnṣe. Kò sí a single factory l'Èkìtì pẹ̀lú gbogbo PhD ẹ̀. Àwọn other state wọ́n create pẹ̀lú Èkìtì at the same time wọ́n ti lọ far. Ṣùgbọ́n I'm from Èkìtì. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà làwọn politicians tó ń rí jẹ lábẹ́ wọn náà ń dó kiri, bó ṣe ń dó kiri nílàwẹ̀ náà ń dó kiri lẹ́fọ̀n náà ń dó all over the place torí nǹkan tó máa jẹ. Wọ́n dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé these people wọn ò lè save wa.
Okay.
Ló ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn tó ń tẹ̀lé wọn, wọ́n ń tẹ̀lé wọn torí pé nǹkan tó máa jẹ at that moment.
Okay.
Wọ́n fún wọn bí 5,000 náà fún wọn àbí 2,000 tí ò ní gbé wọn débì kankan. Ẹjọ́ nǹkan tí mo tún rò pé ó yẹ kí ẹ̀yin campaigners wa máa ṣe tán bá ń ṣe awareness káàkiri kán máa jẹ́ kó wà aware pé in case kán má gba àwọn politicians láyè láti ajáàkì Yorùbá nation bó ṣe ń sọ. Tán bá ajáàkì ẹ̀ square one náà la tún máa padà sí o.
Okay. All right.
Torí kò sí oore kan tán lè ṣe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọn ò dẹ̀ nífẹ̀ẹ́ tẹ̀lé òfin. I need àwọn politicians but àwọn tó wọ́n máa dúró wọ́n máa wo process new system tí Yorùbá nation fẹ́ introduce ni kì í ṣe pé bóyá àwọn ló máa léwájú.
Thank you.
Àwọn tó bá dẹ̀ máa join Yorùbá nation láti bá wa túnṣe wọ́n ní láti tẹ̀lé òfin wa.
All right.
Wọ́n
Okay.
ní láti tẹ̀lé new constitution.
Okay. All
Kì í
right.
ṣe eléyìí jẹ gúdúragúdú tó ń ṣe ní Nàìjíríà. Àwọn governors wa ó lè ní ká pè wọ́n. Torí àwọn gan ohun gbogbo nǹkan ta ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo advancement lánàá nǹkan kan. Gbogbo kinní wọ̀nyẹn with the support of our governors ni wọ́n fi kó gbogbo ẹ̀ léwọ́ Dangote. Gbogbo wọn ló ń dáwó fún àti bàbá Ọbásanjọ́. Gbogbo system yẹn náà fi réèkì gbogbo ilé iṣẹ́.
Torí àsìkò ni yawa, so màá ní láti jẹ́ kẹ́ lọ ṣé gan ni torí àsìkò because we are really not on time this evening. Thank you so much, Eshegoni, for that contribution. And yes, I mean, all I'm going to have to do is just to translate it back because of our other listeners that are not Yoruba speaking. The last caller again emphasized, reason why Nigeria needs to break, which is part of what we are discussing. But if you're part of those that still believe that Nigeria needs to hold on together, you can also call and disagree with some of the last callers and the one that called earlier. The last caller also emphasized that we are better off on our own and that is the only way moving forward. Do you agree with that? I want to go back and discuss. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya last year. Rendition back to Nigeria, still in the hands of the DSS. Why have we believe that the government that did nothing to know the whereabouts of the terrorists that have kidnapped Nigerians on the 28th on the train from Abuja to Kaduna, but were able to pick up Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, do you think that we have a system that there will be justice? Because as far as we know, Nnamdi Kanu hasn't committed any crime. I have a call that is coming through. I'm going to go quickly to that caller. Please, let's make it very snappy and go straight to our questions or contribution. Hello, good evening, caller. Good evening. Welcome to the program. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Sherry, ẹni tó bá ń sọ yìí pé Nàìjíríà ṣì ń ṣiṣẹ́, òun ló dẹ̀ mọ̀ yẹn o. Àwa ọmọ Yorùbá àwa ti ṣetán láti kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà o. Ẹni tí ò bá dẹ̀ tí ń hùn láti kúrò, ó lè gba ibi tó bá ń hùn lọ o. But àwọn ọmọ original ọmọ Yorùbá, àwa ti ṣetán láti kúrò ní ìlú Nàìjíríà. Àti ẹ̀ ti kúrò ní ìlú Nàìjíríà ni. Ṣé wá rí àwọn politician tí wọ́n wá ń ṣe kùrùkẹrẹ tó ń prepare fún àti ṣe election ní 2023? Fún tàpárá wọn ni o, wọn ò kì í ṣe fún ọmọ Yorùbá kankan o. Fún tìdílé wọn nìkan ni o, wọn ò ṣiṣẹ́ fún ọmọ Yorùbá kankan. Ṣé rí ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí sìn? Gbogbo ẹ̀ nísìn báyìí wọ́n ní àyà ti bẹ́ sílẹ̀ ó ti bẹ́ aré. A máa jáde gidigidi gan ni. Ọlọ́run tí wọ́n bá mú ìyá gbogbo wọn sìn. Ṣèbí gbogbo wọn ti fẹ́ máa ṣe primary election. Èyí tó bá ti lẹ pósítà nínú wọn, ó ti fojú hàn, à ń lọ ilé ẹ̀. Torí pé kí ni, wọ́n ní gbọmọgbọmọ làwọn rọ́fà adití. Agbọ́dọ̀ mi yẹ sà. Ká jẹ́ kí wọ́n mọ̀ yìí pé wọ́n represent àwa, àwọn ọ̀dẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ kó wàhálà kọ̀ọ̀kan wá bá wa nílẹ̀ káàró òjìrè. Èyí tí wọ́n ṣe ti tó. Gbogbo nǹkan tí wọ́n jẹ, gbogbo nǹkan tí wọ́n rí kí wọ́n máa lọ mú mi sí. Kọ́ jẹ́ ká create ìgbésí ayé ìrọ̀rùn, ìgbésí ayé tuntun fún ara wa. Wọ́n ò lè gbà wá. Wọ́n ò lè gbà wá. Àtúnṣe pé a ti fẹ́ gbára wa, ẹ̀tún sọ pé ká má tún gbára wa. Ṣé ó possible ni sà? Possible. Kí wọ́n jọ torí tọ́lọ́run ọba. Kí wọ́n di ìdílé wọn mú. Kí àwọn ọmọ òbí Yorùbá ti ṣe tán, a lè ti gbára wa sílẹ̀. Ọlọ́run ti wá yan àwọn aṣíwájú rere fún wa. Àti rí àwọn aṣíwájú rere. Wọ́n náà ti decide pé ọ̀wá náà bí tá à ń lọ lélẹ́yìí. So òun kọ́kọ́ lè dá wa padà sẹ́yìn. Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ contribution tèmi ní ẹ ṣé pé ètò àwọn olóṣèlú òṣojú tuntun wa. Ojú ọ̀nà ni wọ́n ṣe.
Thank you so much. I'm going to let him go because of time, and we need as many people to call in. You can call in, you can speak in our language. I'll just do my best to translate to all our listeners that are now Yoruba. Again, the last caller also believe that Nigeria needs to break. Do you agree with them? Is the question. Please do not call any other number apart from the number that we've given out. Please do not call any other number. Hello, good evening, caller from the United States of America. Not sure where exactly, but go ahead, caller.
From California, from Sacramento, California.
You're live on Star Radio UK.
Yes. I believe in everything all the previous callers have said, but I have one question that I just want to ask. All these politicians in Yoruba land, in Biafra land, and also in Hausa land, in the Arawa land, buying these presidential tickets and everything in all this presidential form. When it gets closer to 2023, are they all going to come on a national stage to debate each other? Because I'm very, very interested on what are they going to say and how are they going to convince the people that they're seeking for their vote. Because we all know 90% of Nigerians know their track records. So I'm very, very concerned. Like, are they all going to stay on a national stage, being televised, being on social media? And I want to see how all of them are they gonna organize any debate between all of them? That's my question.
Okay, I'm sure we'll probably get somebody to also help us. Thank you so much. The last caller as well. You can also contribute either through your comment that I'm gonna pick at random. You're watching Star Radio UK. This is Niger Voices. This program has been coming on air for the last 5 years. We've had Omoyele Sowore, I've had Feladro Toye, I've had people that want to contest during the 2019. But the difference now is from what we did last 4 years ago, which also means that Star Radio UK and myself traveled to Nigeria as an observer. But we now have Nigerians that are saying, hold on, I don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore. I don't want to be in a country where I get kidnapped. My identity is getting missing away from what we know as Nigeria. I don't want to be part of a system where my land is now being encroached. I guess we have a caller from London here. Let's go straight to my caller. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Mr. Koiki.
Hello, good evening.
Good afternoon.
You're welcome.
My own contribution is that we don't have Nigeria again.
Okay, how?
Before I came to this country, we don't have it.
Okay.
It's better everybody should just go.
Okay.
And let Yoruba be on their own.
Okay.
There's no justice. We don't have SAM. We don't have lawyers. They're all the same.
Okay.
I know what I'm talking about. They're all the same. All of them should go. Those people in power now, we don't need them. We want to be on our own. They should go and let Yoruba be.
Okay.
It's not by force. Let them go.
Okay.
They have been there for how many years?
Okay.
They are not useful to any Yoruba, not even as a whole. Let them go. Is it by force? Let them go and govern their own family. We don't want them. We want to be on our own.
Okay.
We want Yoruba to be on their own. They should all go. We don't want any election. And if they decided they want to do any election, then let them continue. Then we will be on our own. They will be on their own. Because they are not useful. They are so stupid. They, stupid to the core. We don't want
So
them.
for somebody, amen. Well, before you go, if somebody that is watching, I've looked. Okay, I'm not sure whether hello, are you still there? Okay, I think that was a contribution, but I'm going to go straight. Okay, we're still missing a call that was meant to come from Lagos. You can also be part of the program, and the way you can do so, you can call the number +44 74 04 405 917. And they talk about, make us speak a bit of broken English. And they talk today about the issue where they affect Nigerians. But some they say we not be Nigerians anymore. We be Biafra, we be Arewa people, we be Yoruba people. Which side you dey? As we dey ask the question on Naija Voices every Wednesday. Make I go Lagos where I get another caller. We don't they call us from Lagos. Hello caller, you are live with us.
Hello, Baba Koiki.
You're welcome.
Well done. Yeah, I could share. Now, my concern is not even their campaign for election, because the election they know will not materialize.
Okay.
My concern is not even for federal government, because there is nothing like federal. There is nothing like Nigeria anymore. Even the Northerners know that they want their. Even the Fulani people also know they want they came to claim land. Ilẹ̀ náà bá wá wọn fẹ́ ṣe Nàìjíríà wọn fẹ́ àgbàlẹ̀ ni, so north ìdẹ̀rẹ̀ ó ti wà ní ìkáwọ́ wọn, so they are good to go with the north. But my own concern now is our Yoruba politician.
Okay.
If Baba Akintoye declare now Yoruba nation, those Yoruba politicians in office, are they ready to live?
Okay.
Will they not use the instrument in their hand to fight against the Yoruba people, agitators?
Okay.
These are my view. Now,
okay.
My solution is Baba Akintoye should understand this. Kò sígbà tí gbàgbóso ní bẹ̀rẹ̀ o. Kò ń ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ wípé àfẹ́jà we will go peacefully. Kò sí bí tó jẹ́ pé ojúbọ̀rọ̀ náà fi ń gbọmọ lọ́wọ́ èpùrọ́. Look at Ukraine and Russia. Russia declared those two nations free. Look at what Ukraine did before Russia started dealing with them to free those two nations, to make sure they are free indeed. Now, if Yoruba nation even come out from Nigeria, Nigeria. Nigeria is not the one fighting Yoruba nation. It's the Yoruba politician fighting Yoruba nation.
Okay.
And now they see that the thing is going successful, is being materialized. They are grouping because they know that the power is going off from their hand. They are not ready to release power. Now, if we declare Yoruba nation now, if we are not to, Baba should not, these people, is Baba ready to now be negotiating with the whole Yoruba politician to bring them in again? No. So if no, these people are ready to fight us so that they can remain in power. So my solution is we should prepare to deal with them, not to pamper them, to deal with them. Then I want to in diaspora, they should be coming home now, not to stay in diaspora campaigning. Now. Everything now. We want to deal with these politicians and we want to send them away. Scatter the shepherd and the sheep we scatter. Once we take them. Boya on gbe won ni, boya on bogu won ni, boya on ṣe nǹkan fún wọn. Àwọn tó fẹ́ give instructions sí pé kó máa attack, they won't have command. Then Thomas declare Yoruba nation. They will have few little things to do because nobody commanding them. So they will surrender off. People are there to deal with them.
So are you? Let me. Are we? And this takes me back to a question that the leader of the Yoruba Afenifere. If you've just joined us, this is Star Radio UK. This is every Wednesday Niger Voices.
I'm watching you right from.
No. Well, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to I'm speaking directly to
directly to the viewers.
Yeah. So this is Niger Voices on Star Radio UK, your finest African and Caribbean radio station. We're taking calls. Don't feel reluctant because some of you might probably say, maybe I'm not going to be allowed to speak my local dialect. We do allow that. That won't be any problem. I'm just going to translate to those that are not Yoruba that are listening to me, which we have in their millions from Nairobi, from Kenya. My question to you, the caller from Lagos, which you're calling us from, is I was watching Baba Ayo Adebanjo, the leader of the Afenifere, in one of the interview that I'm going to play in just about a few minutes, probably after you drop. And he said, and I quote, should the government not fix or look into a new constitution? I'm not sure how the government is going to do that in less than how many days before the election. Maybe there can be a miracle. He has come out again on Sunday, which I watch him on another media. It talked about chaos, because what you've just talked about will lead to chaos, anarchy. Should a Yoruba nation be declared and the old politicians do not want to accept it, we will definitely have two divided groups of people. I've actually put it out here as a Yoruba politicians versus Yoruba nation. Are we going to see a situation of such?
We have people, we have the population with us. Yoruba nation have the people, have the population, both diaspora and home. But saying that we want to be peaceful with them, no fight at all, is a lie. So people should get ready. What about if the politicians back down and then embrace a Yoruba nation? I don't know. I'm just asking. See, that was a plan B that they have. They are planning to back down when they fail in the national.
Okay.
They are planning to back down and embrace Yoruba nation.
What do you
seeing all of you struggling for Yoruba nation?
What do you mean when they lose the national? I don't get that. For the benefit of our listeners.
National means their campaign for president, and they are not given ticket.
Okay, so what you're saying is should the current situation that we have with all the Yoruba politicians do not favor them, then they might start falling back, to.
They are willing to come and embrace Yoruba nation.
So what's going to happen then?
If they they say they want to embrace Yoruba nation, they want to hijack the process.
Okay.
Because we are saying we don't want we don't want Nigeria because of the corruption of the politicians. So if same politician takes over Yoruba nation again, the corruption continues in Yoruba nation. So we don't want them.
Okay. Wow.
We don't want them. So Baba Kintoye should not negotiate or try to be peaceful with them. Once Yoruba nation is declared, these people should be dealt with. They should be sent away. Ibella Fewe. They should be dealt with. And Otomashi should be in Nigeria now, not in diaspora campaigning.
Okay. All right. Let's hear from somebody else whether they agree with your views or not. Once again, if you've just joined us, this is Star Radio UK. It is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. And I say, welcome to those of you that have joined us at exactly 18:42 p.m. local time in London. There's a lot that Nigerians will probably never know. And some of those things that they'll probably never know is, why did we have that military decree 1999 constitution? Was it to marginalize the other ethnic groups among Nigerians? Was it in favor of a particular group or a particular tribe? Or was it in favor to the unity of Nigeria? Because that constitution says, we the people. But a lot of people are now disagreeing with the 1999 constitution, saying, and I quote, that we the people did not authorize that constitution. And that is why, Ilana Omodua have taken it upon themselves to fight it at the court of law in Nigeria. Even some say, what is the essence of that? But there's something they call precedent in the dictionary. And what that means is, there's a process. The part of that process is the constitution that was put together by Abdusalam Abubakar is still alive. I would love to have an interview with him. I would love to know what were they putting behind the decree 24 of the 1999 constitution that has been used on so many Nigerians today. Please do not call any other number apart from the number that we've told you to call, should you want to be part of the program. The numbers are all pinned, and I'll repeat the number again, +447404405917. Please do not call any other number apart from that. The 1999 Constitution, it has become a focus point to so many Nigerians. A lot of you are now asking, how did Nigerians politicians have so much wealth? I'll probably be able to give you a bit of answer to that by one of the senior advocate of Nigeria, Robert Clark, during an interview that he granted some 5 years ago. This is what he had to say when he was asked about the 1999 constitution. Let's listen to him.
Accountability in Nigerian federalism. And I did ask him, he says, look, that Nigerians may have a wrong impression, but they mean well for this country. But looking at some of the provision,
I want you to remember that word. Do you think that the 1999 constitution mean well for Nigeria? I'm going to tell you what I picked up from the former president Olusegun Obasanjo. He said, and I quote, I'll come back to that.
I know you've gone through.
Okay, we have a call direct from Nigeria. Hello, caller. Could you please mute the background? Hello, caller. Good evening.
Good evening.
You're live on Niger Voices on Star Radio UK.
Hello?
Hello, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
Hello, good evening. We can hear you.
Yeah, Mr. Koiki, good evening, sir.
A couple, Sorito, welcome. We can hear you. Go ahead. Well, we can hear him, but it seems, as you always, there's always a problem. I'm going to go back to what Robert Clark. The 1999 Constitution created more problems for Nigeria. So if we have something, a document that is meant to be the ship of the country, moving the country from point A to B, and that document itself is fraudulent. How do we then know that the country is working? I'm talking about 5 years ago. So if some of you are now looking at the politicians, they have 100 million to put out for the presidential form or ticket, 50 million from the other party. Let's hear what Robert Clark said 5 years ago. Okay, bear with us why that is still coming up. I say good evening once again. It is now almost 7 p.m. but it's still 18:49 if you've just joined us. This is Star Radio UK. Let's hear him.
Meanwhile, for good governance from what you've seen. Let us be honest with ourselves. We lawyers says you cannot build something on nothing. The Constitution, the 1999 Constitution, is a constitution that I believe we should jettison.
Okay, let's go straight back. We have a caller. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Koiki, good evening.
Yes, you're live with us on Niger Voices. Go ahead. We can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, well done, you're doing a great job. What I want to say is, Nigeria, there's not even from the beginning. Nigeria, are you with me?
Loud and clear. We can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, the idea is Nigeria does not exist. From the beginning, Nigeria is not a country.
Okay.
The amalgamation itself is a fraud.
Okay.
The amalgamation that somebody that does not even know who Nigeria, who the people is joining together are. That is what I call the amalgamation of 1914.
Okay.
So, such amalgamation should not have been in existence.
Okay.
So, we call the country people of the same language. What is Nigeria language?
Okay.
Nigeria does not have a language.
Okay.
And when we say Yoruba nation, Yoruba has their language.
Okay.
When we say Biafra, Biafra has their language.
Okay.
So, I don't know what you call Nigeria. I don't, there's no language in Nigeria. Nigeria does not exist.
So if I can hear you loud and clear, what you're saying is we've never had a country exist, even though operation of Nigeria has been going on for the last 108 years of the amalgamation and about 61 years of the independent.
The country does not exist.
Okay.
They are just catching men. Yes.
Don't listen to yourself back in the other device, because that is a bit delay. You need to focus on the telephone call.
Okay, I'm away from it.
Thank you so much. Because I'm enjoying what you're saying. You are saying to me on this platform, Niger Voices, that Nigeria does not exist. The 1914 amalgamation. I want to hear more.
Yeah. The 1914 amalgamation itself is a fraud because we are not of the same language, we are not of the same tradition, we are not of the same. We are not the same. If you know how to call Nigeria, can you tell me you have the same culture with the Hausa Fulani people? No. I don't have the same culture with them. I don't have the same culture with the Igbo people. So they are our friends, they can be our friends, just a friend with them, like we friend with Cameroonians, we friend with Ghanaians, and that is just it. Nigeria is not a country.
Okay. Wow. Well, thank you so much. That's a caller from Nigeria. The caller says, and I quote, Nigeria does not exist. He talked about the 1914 amalgamation, the language, the tradition, we are not the same. He says he doesn't have any problem having friends from the north or the southeast, just as they have friends across. I remember when I used to be in the secondary school, there's something we call, pen friend or something of such, and then we always have friends from all over the world that you never know. Let's go back to the senior advocate of Nigeria telling us 5 years ago, this is 5 years ago interview on one of the media platform in Nigeria, the 1999 constitution created more problems. So why do we want to continue with the more problems? Or am I missing something? If the senior advocate of Nigeria says that Nigerian constitution created more problems, why do we want to continue with the problem? Let's hear more from him.
Completely. Because it does not augur well. After 17 years, it has created more problems for us in Nigeria.
So 5 years ago, it was referring back 17 years ago that the constitution have created more problem, but they've been able to patch it. Do you agree? They say they've amended the constitution. Afeni Ferry says if there's not a new constitution, there will be chaos in Nigeria and there will not be any election. Do you think so? What is your view? Those of you that are watching from all over the world, this is the Star Radio UK, and let's go back to Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Robert Clark.
It has given more powers to the executive governors and the president. That in exercising these powers, they have allowed corruption to come in. Let me give you an instance. The question of security votes with governors has no basis in the Constitution. They are illegally accepting security votes without constitutional provisions. Security votes was brought in by the military governors because being a military governor, he needed security votes to start looking at people who are going to topple their government by way of a coup. So they allowed them that money so that they could be paying spies to report any coup attempts. Now, the civilians inherited it without a constitutional provision. When Imo State was doing its 5 years something on your channels, the commissioner said Okorocha released 4 billion of his security vote to enable them to use it in building schools. Let us even agree that 4 billion is the minimum. When you multiply 4 billion by 36 every year for the past 17 years, you see what money has been going into the pockets of these governors.
So my question then is, on what constitution do all these presidential aspirants want to contest on? Is it the same 1999 constitution, or do we have a different constitution? Because if the senior advocate of Nigeria, Robert Clark, 5 years ago said, and I quote, that the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria could be reason why Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and rendition, reason why you don't have a state police in Yoruba land, in the Biafra land, in Arewa, reason why the economy is going AY, reason why Nigeria today still remain the capital poverty of the world. Nigeria remain the number 3 global terrorism index. So that means we have the vast amount of terrorists in Nigeria, just below Syria and Afghanistan. This afternoon on my way to the studio, once again you're watching Naija Voices on Star Radio UK. It's exactly 6 minutes before 7 p.m. I was actually coming to the studio and I got a call from one of our Yoruba self-determination leader, and he was giving me a background to someone that we might hopefully get on board to speak to us. I'm going to go straight to a new call that is coming through, and let's go quickly, and I'm going to come back to that conversation. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Naija Voices on Star Radio UK. You're live with us.
Hello, Koiki.
Ekale.
Yeah. Jerry, I won't go to the one. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa a mọ̀ pé gbogbo àwọn ibi tí nǹkan ti ń wá káàkiri. Now, for example, káfí Kano, káfí ṣe example, Kano, a citizen of Britain or whatever they call it. Now, it's a black man. And he holds Britain citizenship title, and is being detained, and up to today he's still there. If he has to be a white man within some days, even hours, he will be released.
Okay.
That's to show that all these people don't have any respect for us. And some of our people are still believing that they're still believing in one Nigeria. So, to face reality, the politicians who are talking about, how many of them? We don't have to allow politicians to lead us to anything at all. We have to stand up.
Okay.
All Yoruba people, we have to stand up.
Okay.
We have to face reality and free ourselves from slavery. It is time, and let us do it.
So you believe so if I may ask, so you are saying that we need to free ourselves from the slave that we are still. I thought the slave has already ended some 400, I mean after the 400 years of slave trade. I thought that's ended. Are we still being slaves?
Don't let us deceive ourselves. If you think has ended, that's not true. Slavery is still on.
Okay.
Until when Yoruba nation is free.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it is. Wow. This is fact.
Okay.
Okay, tell me, how will somebody with primary 6 be a boss of person with
master degree?
Is that not slavery? So we have to face reality, and there are a lot of our people who are sitting down there and don't even understand what is going on. Why do we go to school? To improve ourselves.
Okay.
But after finishing it, what do? Nothing. So that to say we are still under slavery.
Okay.
Not even outside, in our own country.
Wow.
We can't. This is okay. Look at the so-called Nigeria. No light, no security, no water, no road, no medical, nothing.
But those aspire, those that say they want to contest, say they will fix all those problems. Those new contestants or aspirants, they're saying that Nigerians, we will fix electricity, we'll fix the light. Amechi says, I'm going to give you the best train network or the train services that you've never experienced before. What do you say to that?
It's just a brainwashing.
Okay.
We have to realize that it's just a brainwashing.
Okay.
Okay, I remember anytime they wanted to carry on the election, I used to be there, very sure. Even in the sun, I will be there until I vote. But now that I've already understood everything, no way. That can never happen. So they can say whatever they want. Look, for so long, they've been telling us they will fix this, they will fix that, they will fix that.
Okay.
But up to today,
they've not done so.
Okay, look at Koiki, for example. Where do they fix? Nowhere. So I'm just advising all our people.
Okay.
Our Yoruba people.
Okay.
That we have to wake up.
We have to wake up.
Brainwashing? Yes. Okay. We have to get out of this brainwashing.
All right. Thank you so much.
After 4 years, if you can't do anything, and still telling me you will do something, it's just a mess.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you so much. That was another caller from Canada. Let's come back here to London where we have a new caller. You can also be part of the program. It's all about you tonight, our listeners from all over the world, as we are countdown to election. Some say there's not going to be election. Really? How? Hello, caller. Good evening and welcome to the program. Niger Voices on Star Radio UK.
Mr. Koiki, good evening, my brother.
You're live. Good evening.
Yeah. Let me continue from where that last caller stopped.
Go ahead.
Right? And from what he said, I took 2 points there.
Okay.
And we are talking about slavery. Let me tell you, there is what we call physical slavery and spiritual slavery.
Let's hear that.
The physical slavery was happened in the lifetime of our forefathers, where they put all this strong iron on their neck. That is what we call physical slavery, because we could see what they done to our forefathers.
And as you're talking, I'm going to pick up an image I was able to pick up during my morning post this morning, and that really baffled me, and that correlates to exactly what you say. I'm sure some of our listeners can see that chain. Well, you go ahead. I'm sure they can see that.
So.
Yes,
so.
Go ahead.
Because whenever I come across those pictures, those holding these pictures where they put those iron on our forefathers' neck, and even apart from that, whenever I go to train station to enter a train, I will always tell people that look at this place where the train is passing is where our forefathers, they were our forefathers that dig that ground, that place where the train is passing. Anyway, that is about physical slavery. You see, what we are facing currently is even more than spiritual slavery. It's more than, because look at from what the caller said. He said no good road, no light, no food. And do you think that one is even more than the iron they put on our forefathers' neck? Then that's slavery. That is why I call this spiritual slavery. And it is not what we are going to go on mountain, 7 mountain to go and pray. No, it is what we are going to fight. Freedom.
Okay.
What you have been saying since all this while, freedom. That is about that. Another one that I pick up from the last caller, what he said is that you asked the question that would there be election of people are now coming up to contest for the presidency.
Yes.
My dear brother, they are just going there for their selfish interests.
Okay. Fire-me also declared. Fire-me, the governor of Ekiti State, have declared.
More than 30 contestants. How is that possible for Crown? Is that no madness? Is that no craziness? 100 million. 100 million to obtain a presidential form. And when you get there, where are they going? Okay, let me ask you, Mr. Koiki, how much are they earning? How much is their annual salary?
Well, I've been trying to work on that, but you can't even quantify the 7 years of this government that anyone that is a minister, should be having 100 million. But there you go, they all have 100 million. Some of them say people are donating that their friends and family and associates.
Those ones, they are blatant lie.
Okay.
All those ones we
Blatant
are
lie.
the money stolen from us. The money àwọn owó tó yẹ kó fi ṣe àǹfààní fún àwọn citizen.
Okay.
Ló kó jọ ló wá ń kó jáde ńsìn ló fẹ́ fi máa bribe wọn pẹ̀lú rice òróró. Where are they getting those kind of money from? Are they not part of our money? Are they not the money coming out from the port authority, from all this all this VAT taken from our mothers and our fathers that they are selling all these pretty little things that they are selling beside the roadside? I don't know that money. For crying out loud, 100 million.
Okay.
Man,
Okay.
Mr. Koiki, that country is totally. So you see, our father that said that there will be chaos, there will be this, they know where the country is heading to.
Okay.
The world is even panicking. Look at, I saw the UN general that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Come and do what?
Yeah. Well, probably to visit and see the situation on ground, I guess.
Where were they when they were killing us? The early last year, late last 2 years, where were they? Were they blind when we were campaigning, when we were doing protests or what? Were they blind? Didn't they see it then? Why is it now that they knew that chaos is coming? They are not standing up. All this thing, I think it is what it is. In fact, don't let me use that.
All right. Thank you so much. The caller. And again, a lot of people are asking the question. Let's go back to Baroness Cox on his current visit to Nigeria, which I picked up on my way to the studio. And this is what she had to say. Once again, a very good evening. Who will protect Nigerians, Northern Christian? Who will protect Nigerians' northern Christian, Baroness Cox, has returned from a fact-finding mission to Nigeria, where thousands of Christians have reportedly been killed in escalating attacks led by the Fulani militia. She visited the Angwa refugee camp in Jos, Plateau State, which provides shelter to 2,600 IDPs, spoke to numbers of survivors. Extract of their testimonies are recorded below. The scale of suffering, the Christian Association of Nigeria estimates that between January and June this year, around 6,000 people have been killed by the Fulani militia. The Global Terrorism Index in 2016 and 2017 named Fulani militant as the fourth deadliest terrorist group in the world, with only Boko Haram, ISIS and Al-Shabaab being accounted deadly. There are almost 2 million internally displaced persons known as IDP in Nigeria. The vast majority have been displaced by the insurgency of Boko Haram and Fulani militia. My question is it because of the invasion of the terrorists that you want the breakup of Nigeria, or is there something else that we don't know? I, from my own personal view, still stand that the 1914 amalgamation, just like one of my callers says, should never as occur. I'm not sure what the empire, the British Empire, was thinking, because in as much as we talk about Lugard and Flora Shaw, the girlfriend, but there's something that we must remember always, that the approval came from United Kingdom, which is the Great Britain, where we are this morning or this evening. When they were putting this together, how come they never stopped them? And 108 years after, Nigerians are all displaced all over the world. Their real identity is being eaten away. And everyone is now asking the question, who are we? And what is Nigeria? What language is Nigeria? What culture is Nigeria? What ethnic group is Nigeria? Because all we know is Nigeria was a fabrication that was put together in 1914. But some say we should forget about that and just move on because we're better off in the big numbers. Do you agree? 9 minutes past 1900 hours. If you've just joined us, this is Star Radio UK. It is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. And you will find me here every Wednesday, apart from the morning show at 11 o'clock Monday to Friday, where I join the morning crew. Tomorrow will be the property hour. Make sure you tune in. But the best way to follow us in all the social media handle on Twitter, Instagram, and likewise on YouTube, Facebook, STARRRADIO UK, Star Radio UK. If you have any question or you like something to be known, you can also email at info@starradiouk.com. Some of the points that some of our callers, I'm still going to go back to Nnamdi Kanu, coming up to almost a year that he was kidnapped, just as the government wanted to do the same thing with Chief Sunday Igboho, but that failed. He wanted, freedom, the killing of his people by the terrorists that has invaded all the Yoruba land. But rather, at the middle of the night, at exactly almost 1:30 a.m. on the 1st of July, just as the government invaded Nnamdi Kanu's home on the 17th of September 2017, almost 17 people were killed. Dog was also killed. He had to escape for his life. But last year, 2021, the government, one way or the other, were able to find out that Nnamdi Kanu was somewhere in Kenya. Rather than go through the normal process which Abba Kyari is going through as we speak right now, even though is needed in America for allegation of what we can call the case between him and Hush Puppy. The government refused to do so. Rather, Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and renditioned from Kenya last year, and as we speak today, as a British passport holder, you would expect the British government to have intervened. I saw the British Africa minister visited Nigeria some few months ago. I never heard anything about Nnamdi Kanu's case. I've seen and I've watched for the last 2 decades British citizens kept in different part of the globe for different reasons, as Iran also has a similar issue with a British citizen. But I saw the fight that the British government were doing to make sure that she has actually now returned back home. I can't remember her name as I speak right now. What makes Nnamdi Kanu case different? Is it because he's not part of them? I thought he has already become a British citizen. As we speak right now, he has been coming to the court. 15 count charges was labeled on him. I think about 7 or so has been thrown out. We're expecting him to be brought to court again very soon. But do you still now understand that the same court is operating on a fraudulent 1999 constitution that was put together by Abdusalam Abubakar, a military decree? The same constitution that the senior advocate of Nigeria, Robert Clark, was talking about. I'm going to go straight to Scotland, where we have a new caller. Hello, caller. Good evening and welcome.
Yeah. Good evening here.
You're live.
Yeah, this I appreciate your program this evening. I just want to ask a question.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I saw on your Twitter, on your Facebook. That's a Koiki Media Facebook.
Yes.
There's something I saw there that you brought out from the Twitter handle of Katrina Wendy Campbell-Lang.
Katrina Lang. She's the High Commissioner to Nigeria. Go ahead.
Exactly. And what she said there was that the Nigerian youth should go and get their PVC.
The future is in their hands, she said, if I can help you.
Yeah, because I've never seen where in any country where the High Commissioner or whatever has anything to do with the internal affairs of that country.
So if I might just help you just to analyze it a little bit better, it's like the Nigerian High Commissioner here in UK. I believe we're voting tomorrow, 5th of May, now advising the British citizen to go and prepare for the election. Go ahead.
Exactly. So I was surprised when I saw that, and what really touched me there is that all the things that have been going on in Nigeria, the British either High Commissions or the British government, they've never spoken anything about all the things that are going on in Nigeria. So I don't know why she is so interested in the Nigeria politics. So I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know what is the interest of the British. Why are they not interested, or what the people in the country are saying? Because I know here in the United Kingdom, the voting here is based on what the people are thinking or what the people are saying. If we, the people of United Kingdom, if we say we don't want anything, the government cannot do it. There's nothing the government will do about it. They have to listen to us. They have to come and say this is what the people are saying, and the voting will go that way. So I don't know why the business center they call Nigeria, I don't know why it is different. I don't know why they are not listening to us. So I don't know why PVC is so important to the youth. I I don't know why they can't.
The same youth that were killed during the NSARS in 2020, October.
Yeah.
The same youth that have been molested, the same youth, the same youth that are not in the university as we speak right now, almost 80 days, ASU has been on strike.
Yeah. You know, there are so many, even youths who cannot pay their fees. I've gotten about 4 people who have contacted me today who don't even know how they are going to continue their school. Youth. And I can't solve all their problems. And you are talking about PVC. So I think it is the high time for those of us Nigerians, both home and abroad, to stand together and say, British, you can't do this anymore.
Okay.
Your own people are enjoying. I'm here. I'm not born here. I wasn't born here. I'm enjoying everything. I can do anything I want to do as long as it is legal. I can do anything. There's so much I can do here that I cannot do in Nigeria. You know, so it is high time we must stand up and tell the British government. I'm not talking about the British people. The ordinary British people are good people. But the British government, we have to let them know.
So we're talking about their policies, you know, in Nigeria.
That must come to an end. It is enough.
Okay.
It is enough. We want to go on our own way, the Yoruba people. So that's just the question I want to put to you.
All right. Well, I'm sure we might have somebody that might help us in the course of the program. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's a caller from Scotland. You can also call in at exactly 1920. The number to call is +44 74 04 40 5917. I go slowly on that. +44 74 04 40 5917. My name is Olayomi Koiki, and this is Niger Voices on Star Radio UK. As we continue to review and ask the question about the election in Nigeria, about the self-determination. I'm just trying to come up with how many days we have before either an election or no election. I'm also going to be playing you what the leader of the Yoruba social cultural group Afenifere said recently. But let's hear more from what Robert Clark said some few years ago. When I say few years, about 5 years ago. And he said, and I quote, "The 1999 Constitution created more problems for Nigeria." Why do we want to keep that problem is what I don't understand. Why are we trying to keep the same problem? Because if anybody's been told we should come and vote in 2023, on what constitution? Even the former president Olusegun Obasanjo never saw the constitution while he was given power in 1999. Let's hear more from Robert Clark. Thank you so much to all the callers so far.
And they don't account to anybody.
And we don't know how much exactly.
Well, I'm just using that revelation by Imo State. Now they should be called to account for it. As far as I'm concerned, they have ripped Nigeria of more than 1 trillion naira within 17 years without accounting for it.
So if Nigerians has been ripped for almost 17 trillion naira on what we called a fraudulent constitution that was put together by Abdulsalam Abubakar, is still alive. He's actually going all over the place, promoting peace and unity among Nigerians. But I'd still love to have a special interview with him and ask him, why did he and his cohort put together what we can now call one of the most fraudulent constitutions in the world? The Military Decree 24. Robert Clark says, and I quote, that the Constitution have actually created more problems for Nigerians. But Nigerians still want to hold on to the same Constitution, and I still don't understand. 282 days from today, do you want to go for election? Or is it time to wind down Nigeria? Let's see again. This is now from another professor, Professor Akin Oyebode. He says, and I quote, "Nigerian 1999 Constitution is a fraud." We continue to ask the question, why is Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the IPOB, still being held by the federal government when we have terrorists holding Nigerians in different parts of the country, since 28th of March, those that were taken away by the terrorists on the train. And also, ISIS have also come out to say some of the atrocity that committed in Kogi State Police Station was done by them. Nigeria still remains number 3 among all the nations of the world as where the terrorist is more than any part of the globe. This is Professor Akin Oyebode on the 1999 Constitution.
Are complacent and they will not stand up to immoral conduct, then we justify that particular conduct. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And quite sincerely, the judges too, they have part of the blame, but they don't have all the blame. The problem, I think, like the Patriots pointed out a long time ago, is that that Constitution, Decree 24 of 1999, is a diktat. It's a military diktat. It tells a lie against itself. What you have brandished.
It tells a lie against itself. So why do 200 million Nigerians still want to go ahead with a new election in 282 days, knowing what we know now? You probably didn't hear about it some 10 years ago. You probably didn't hear about it in 1999. You probably never heard about it. But now we are saying it continuously that the 1999 Constitution is a military diktat. And it was never we the people. So why is Catherine Lang, the High Commissioner representing British government in Nigeria, says, and I quote, on a Twitter handle some few days ago over the weekend, that the youth should get their PVC, that the future is in your hands. Let's go back and hear more from Professor Akin Oyebode.
As the Constitution of Nigeria is an illegitimate instrument. There's nowhere where we...
Is an illegitimate instrument. When something is illegitimate, that means it's fraud. When something is illegitimate, you cannot amend it. But the Senate, the Ninth Senate says we will amend the Constitution to make sure that it balances every Nigerians that disagree with it. What do you say on that?
We all agreed that
even though it begins with we the people.
No, that's the lie that I'm...
Okay, we the people never admit to the 1999 military diktat. But Nigerians are now being told to start coming out. You know, the goodies is out. People are being given, branded vehicle for those that can get it. People are being given, ticket to go to Saudi Arabia and promote, a political party or individual. People are being given motorcycle. There's no road. People are given keke marua. There's no road. Okay, somebody said, Koiki, not 200 million Nigerians, less than 30 million usually vote. Really? So, what about the rest? Where do they stand as we speak right now? If you've just joined me, this is Star Radio UK every Wednesday, and this is how we do it for the new listener on this program. Welcome. Let's go back.
I'm talking about, and I'm not original here. The Patriots have said it. Okay, and Ben Wabuzi continues to say it. I attend meetings on the black table where Ben Wabuzi presides, and he will tell you that constitution is a fraud.
The word fraud is a very, very important word, and I might say if I can quickly give us, the English dictionary of fraud. So if anything is fraud, if I commit a fraud in this country, what do you think is going to happen to me? If you commit a fraud wherever you are, what do you think is going to happen to you? If anyone commit a fraud in any part of the civilized society, what do you think will happen? According to the English dictionary of fraud, is a deceit, trickery, specifically, intentionally, perversion of truth, in order to induce another to part with something. If I come to you and say, why not give me your AirPod? But knowing that I want to take it away from you. I'm not have the intention to give it back to you. Again, it says, induce another. Nigerians have been induced. Nigerians have been told something of value or to surrender a legal right. So any one of you that is still thinking about 2023, knowing fully well that the 1999 Constitution is a fraud, you are also committing a crime against humanity. And that is why we are saying tonight that Nnamdi Kanu cannot continue to be held inside Nigeria institution of the DSS on what we know as a fraudulent constitution, because there will never be justice for him. But millions of Nigerians are now so excited because of the goodies that they're getting during the campaign of the election. Some might probably get 1,000 naira. Some might get a lot. Some might not get a lot. Some might get bread, as we've seen. Some might be given groundnut oil. But let me go back again and give you the full meaning of fraud, deceit, trickery. Specifically, intentionally, Nigerians were perversion of truth in order to induce another to part with something. So you have actually part away with your human right, with no economy, with no good road, with no security, with nothing of value. The reason for that is you have all agreed to the 1999 Constitution that is a fraud. I didn't say so. Professor Akin Oyebode just told us. I'm just helping with the breakdown of fraud. You've surrendered your legal right. So anyone that is still saying that we should go for 2023, you have actually want to continue to surrender your legal right, and you must never complain about atrocity, about kidnapping, about killings, about economy wolves, about welfare, education, oh, not to talk about healthcare. So anyone that is still talking about let's go and vote in 2023, you are also. And let me now also say, there is what we call the actionfraud.police.uk. And it says, Action Fraud is the UK National Reporting Centre for Fraud and Cybercrime, where you should report fraud if you have scammed, defrauded, and experienced. So where are we going to report Nigeria for fraudulent 1999 Constitution? Where should we be reporting Nigeria? Because Nigeria has actually and is still committing a fraud on Nigerians, and it is time we report it. Because if I commit a crime of fraud in this country, I will be reported, and there's tendency I might be going to prison. So, my question to those of you that still have the intention to vote is, we can boycott it, even if you don't agree with the breakup of the country. Let's go back.
That we have to jettison it and do an autochthonous constitution for ourselves. So please let us recognize the limitations of the 1999 so-called constitution. We need a constitution which reflects the spirit of the age.
Do you think that that will be given? Do you think that you will get the spirit of the age of that constitution? I have another Senator Olushola Adeyeye. While he was a senator, I'm not sure whether he's still a senator. This is what he has to say on the.
To tell this nation today that this is the problem. This constitution can never give us progress. This constitution can never give us peace. This constitution can never give us unity. And unfortunately, most of us in this National Assembly We don't have the spine to face what we need to give this republic to have peace and progress. What do I mean? This constitution has 68 items. 68 on the exclusive list. This constitution has only 12 on the concurrent list. And those 12 are written so nebulously, so fraudulently.
Again, the word fraudulently was mentioned. I've given you a breakdown of that. So let's come back. For those that say enough is enough, we've been part of this union. It is no longer working. It is time that we allow it to go. It is no longer valuable for us as the Yoruba people, the Biafra people, and they are doing all that in a very, very peaceful way. But some might say we don't still believe that Nigeria should break. But before we go there, do you know that this month is a very, very important month for the Yoruba people and the Biafra? They're going to be having a football match known as the Conifa football game. It's coming up in Johannesburg, South Africa on the 21st and the 22nd of May 2022. How do you get involved? How do you become part of it? Not literally as the football team, because I believe that is already been completed. But you can also help because the Yoruba team still need all your support and assistance. You can do so by literally going into the Just Giving that has been set up to raise funds for them. Please do not donate to any other link apart from that, because that is the only link that has been set up. It's called the Just Giving. Just Giving is just similar to GoFundMe. If you need the link, you can get in touch with me and I will send that to you. And all your donation is voluntary, but it will go a long way promoting the Yoruba self-determination as we continue to propagate a Euro exit, the Yoruba sovereignty that we want out. A Yoruba kingdom has always been in existence before Nigeria was created. So Biafra and likewise the the Yorubas will all be represented, and two other team as well. We're getting ready, Conifa, when that was going on, the what we called when they actually had the draw, which was what I'm actually looking for. So I'm gonna get that ready through our engineer that is working on that. So remember that on the 21st and the 22nd, the Yoruba will be playing a football match with the other team that is representing on that global recognition. Some might probably do not know Conifa. Conifa is just similar to what we call the World Cup FIFA. So that means they have different games that happens not just on the African level. This is the first time they're having the African level where the Yoruba nation will be represented, the Biafra will be represented, Pro Arena and Matabella will be represented. I think these four are all going to be represented. Biafra Football Federation will be there, and likewise the Yoruba nation. It's Conifa Africa Cup 2020. It's happening on the 21-22. So if you're in South Africa, please let us make sure that we remember to leave those days so that we can be part of that as well. I'm just waiting for the sound to come out. As soon as we get a sound, I will release the audio so that we can hear about the draw that is coming up in South Africa. Likewise, on the 11th of May, the second phase of the election, the court case between Ilano, INEC and the AGF is coming up. The last one, INEC did not attend, and likewise the Attorney General of the Federation. But whether they attend or not on the 17th 17th of May, I believe. No, 11th of May, not the 17th, beg your pardon. Whether they agree or not, we would go ahead according to the lawyers. I'm going to be giving you the soundtrack of that as well. Also, June 12th in the United Kingdom is a Sunday. There will be one of the biggest, massive mega rally that will be coming up here in the United Kingdom. So those of you that are probably living in Scotland, living in Wales, Dublin, Birmingham, Hull, wherever you are, let us make it a day all together. The bigger the numbers, the better for us as well. So make sure you are going to be available for the June 12th mega rally. Very, very important. So, like I said, that is part of the information that we have, and I'll be giving you more as well. Let's now listen a little bit to Conifa football match that is coming up.
Federation, Matabele Land Football Federation, and Pro Arena Sports that will be doubling as the host. So you are welcome to South Africa, and not forgetting the fact that we'll be having the base before you the upcoming African tournament of Conifa. That will be the maiden edition, and it will take place from the 20th to the 21st of May 2022 in the city of Paris in South Africa. This year's tournament will have 4 major contestants and participants, namely Yoruba Nation Football Federation, Biafra Football Federation, Matabele Land Football Federation, and Pro Arena Sports that will be doubling as the host. So you are welcome to South Africa, and not forgetting the fact that we'll be having the draws for this tournament on the 24th of April 2022 in Sabioneta, Italy. So you have these draws live during this occasion. And also, I want to take this opportunity to talk about Conifa events. Talking about Conifa Africa, we'll be having the women's football and the juvenile and the youth and the disabled sports that will be coming up probably by the end of the year or still in 2023. I want to take this particular moment and thank my global president, Pres Anders Green, European President, my friend Alberto, and the host Pro Arena Sports again, Mr. Mike, and all those who have put their hands together to see this a success. I remember that we just started this project just a few months ago, and now we are achieving it. It's a great deal for Africa, and just like my African brothers and my South African brothers always say, Jabulani Africa, which means rejoice Africa. My name is Ngala Maimu Wajiri. Thank you.
Well, that is about that, but now let's listen more to the president of Conifa.
We are inviting Conifa Global President, Mr. Per Anderson Blin.
Okay, I'm getting a news, Imo flow station explosion. Thank you so much to Mr. Sulaiman for that. I'll be looking into that in just about a few minutes. Let's go back now to the president and the vice president of Conifa.
Mr. Valint, we are welcoming you from the studio and welcome to our ceremony, and we would like to learn about your opinions. What would you like to say about the tournament?
Thank you very much.
And also, Conifa Vice President Mr. Christoph Wenzel with us. We can see him now, and we are welcoming him as well. Mr. President and Vice President both.
I'm going to give a bit of breaking news that is coming through as we speak right now. Bomb explosion, rocks oil company in Imo State. Once again, this is a breaking news. Bomb explosion, rocks a oil company in Imo State. Let's go and give a bit more background to what has happened. According to the Imo State Police Command on Wednesday, confirmed a bomb blast at an oil company in Izombe, Okuta, local government area of Imo State. Once again, this is a breaking news. A bomb explosion rocked a company in Imo State. This is a breaking news that is just coming through. The command spokesman CSP Mike Abatan, who confirmed the incident to newsmen in Owerri, said this occurred today, Wednesday, the 4th of May 2022. Abatan said the explosion took place at a facility operated by Adax Petroleum Development Nigeria Limited. This is coming days after about 50 people were buried after an explosion in Abaize community or Hagi Agbama local government area of Imo State. It disclosed that the Commissioner for Police in Imo State, Mohammed Badr, already deployed a squad from the Command Anti-Bomb Unit as well as some of his operatives to the area to prevent breakdown of law and order. The bomb was blasted this morning at the facility, but the commissioner has deployed our men to the site. Again, witness who played anonymous, however, told the news agency of Nigeria that 2 persons died. May their soul rest in peace. So that is just what is coming up. And let's go back to the update from CONIFA football match. It's coming up to exactly 15 minutes to 2000 hours. This is Star Radio UK, Niger Voices, every Wednesday.
Are together with us now, but first of all, we give a speech for Mr. Blaine.
Thank you very much. It's really exciting to be here live watching and following this fantastic moment. Actually, historical moment in CONIFA's history, and the first ever sounds like. Okay.
Yes, and we are ready. If Mr. Wenzel as well is ready, we would like to hear about tournament as well. Mr. Wenzel, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you, Val. It is
welcome to studio also. Yes.
It is amazing and a historical moment in the life of CONIFA, and we are so excited about this ceremony today.
Thank you. And we are ready. Simge, if you are ready,
yes,
if
of course.
We can kick for the draw if you want.
Yes. Now we have Africa Cup draw ceremony.
Yes, finally. And now we're gonna start this year's Africa Cup draw ceremony. Just before we begin our draw, I would like to also announce the names of the teams. Biafra, Yoruba Nation, Pro Arena Sports, and Mata Beleland. We have 4 teams, as we can see on the board. Now it's time for draw. Simge, ladies first.
Of course, let's start by saying good luck all teams first of all. And yes, we are also very exciting.
Yes, Mr. Belin and Mr. Wenzel, dear President and Vice President, we are ready, and now we are making the first
name.
Draw.
Pro Arena Sports.
Pro Arena Sports. Yes, we find out the first team, Pro Arena Sports. And next one. Okay, the second one.
Yes.
And the second team in my hands now. Yoruba Nation. Second team is Yoruba Nation.
Well, so you've just had the draw that took place some few weeks ago. That means that it's now official. Yoruba Nation will be represented at the CONIFA football match that is coming up on the 21 and the 22 of May this month. How do you be part of that? There's a lot of way you can be part. It's just the beginning. These are going to be part on so many opportunity when we eventually, get to the final part of becoming our own independent nation. For those that believe in that, and those that still doesn't believe, you still have, opportunity to ask yourself so many questions. Who is Nigeria, or who are Nigerians? Because there's nothing called Nigeria before the 1914 amalgamation. Because of the time, so I'm going to move swiftly. If you still want to have your voice, you still want to have 1 or 2 things, the line is still open. We'll take maybe 1 or 3 more calls. But again, okay, let's go straight. I guess we have a caller from United States of America. Hello, caller. Good evening and welcome to Niger Voices. Could you mute the background? There's a lot of noise at the background. Can you reduce the background, please?
Hello?
Can you reduce the one on the background? I can hear that it's feeding back.
Is it okay now?
Completely. I don't want to. Could just mute it completely. We don't need that.
Okay, let me see. Now you go.
Okay, okay. We don't want. We can only hear you from when you're talking on your phone. You don't need to listen to yourself on the TV or the other device. Completely reduce it completely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's much better now. Let's go ahead. Okay, I didn't ask you to mute yourself. You actually mute yourself. You need to just reduce the device, not to mute.
Now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Now, actually, you talk about this one of the speakers that said, "What do we do with these old politicians?"
Yes, Yoruba politician versus Yoruba nation. Go ahead.
Yes, yeah. So, my concern is this: if they intend to join Yoruba nation, then they have to come with conditions.
Okay.
They have to follow They have to follow the. I mean, we have a constitution in Yoruba nation. If they are ready to follow the constitution, that's okay with them.
Okay.
But if not, they have options. So we can't definitely. We can't. If they want to follow Nigeria, that's okay with them. But if they want to be part of us, they should be ready to follow the constitution and to follow our rules and regulations.
Okay.
Then my second opinion is like there was this thing that was circulating sometimes. This kind of maybe it has gone viral as to the money that was stuck in USA and UK by some of our maybe current crop of politicians in Nigeria. Now, if we both out of, which is very risky, it's becoming real, if we get to the Yoruba nation, would they ask us to pay part of this debt that Nigeria owe? Just like the Brexit issue sometimes ago, 2 years ago. Before, what I'm trying to arrive at is, this money that are stuck away, we should be able to get means of getting this money back to Nigeria, so that by the time they will ask us to pay part of the debt, we know what we're really facing.
Okay. Okay.
So by the way, I just want to thank you, my brother. You really do a great job.
Thank you so much.
Once again, I pray for your family.
Thank you.
God bless you and your team.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
All right, sir,
thank you. Well, the caller that called says, as long, yes, I mean, the Constitution is not the one that we're discussing, which is the 1999 fraudulent Constitution. We're talking about a new Constitution by we the people, not the one that has been put together, by a military decree called a fraudulent one. 282 days. I'm still going to get the soundtrack of, Pa Ayo Adebanjo. I think his latest interview, hopefully we get that before we go. Also, the Yorubas, from the point of the self-determination, I've been asking everybody. You can see my outfit today says Ominira Yoruba 2022, as one out of so many that believe that the Yoruba needs to have their own sovereign nation, just as United Kingdom, the Germany. Next year referendum is coming up in Scotland by Nicola Sturgeon. There's no doubt about that. I've read it continuously, and she has said the will of the people must come true. So there's no reason why we should be shy, we should be scared of saying that the Yoruba want an exit, want to take back what belongs to them, just as the British left European Union after the Union for over 35 years, and they've decided after a referendum. So how do we get to Ominira Yoruba 2022? You have to first go to the website. When you get to the website, which is you can put in the https // www.ominirayoruba2022.org. It's not .com, remember, it's .org. We need 5 million people, and I'll give you some of the reasons why they're asking for 5 million. There are some countries around the world that are not up to 5 million, and they are operating properly. They have a good economy. They have good relationship with other countries across the globe. And the leader of the Yoruba Self-Determination Group, is Emeritus Professor Banji Akintoye. I've said continuously that we will still have good relationship with our neighbors, just as the United Kingdom have good relationship even after they've left European Union. We still have a lot of British that travel to Italy, Spain, Germany, France, and other European countries, even though UK is no longer part of the European Union. Doesn't mean that there is no cordial relationship. Doesn't mean that we will not have, a relationship with our neighbors, but we will be able to defend ourselves. We'll be able to have our own economy. We'll be able to have our own identity, which is the reason why a lot of people would prefer to be known as Yoruba rather than Nigeria. For those that still want to be known as Nigeria, the question is, who and when did Nigeria become a name in the first place? So, to come back to the Ominira Yoruba, when you go there, you would then be asked a couple of questions, not an interview question, not a write-up, not anything that will give you concern. It's going to be your name, your date of birth, which is just your age, not the date of birth. I beg your pardon, just the age. So if you're 43, you put in a 43. If you're 67, if you're 97, if you're 67. For those that have elderly people, let us help them to get the information feed into the system, because the first 5 million people, from what our mother, Mrs. Modukpo Onitiri, and I'm going to try and bring her onto Niger Voices very soon, so that she can come here and speak to us as well. She has said it that the 5 million, a lot of people would also have that names remember for a very long time after we have all lived a long life and we have departed, because we're not going to be here forever. So the 5 million will be will be embedded into a museum where the next generation will know that you participated. So you'll be given, you'll be asked your name. There's a section there that says email. Email is not compulsory. I'm going to be speaking in Yoruba, to explain it a little bit further as well, for the benefit of our listeners that probably, might be too fast for you. So I'm going to, emphasize again on the Yoruba aspect of it. So bear with me. We still have about another, good timing to, to finish it. Once again, this is Star Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Welcome. Are you ready to turn it up? All around the world.
This is Star Radio UK. This is Star Radio UK.
Well, this is Star Radio UK, and every Wednesday you will catch me here where we take you home, we drive you home from wherever you are across the globe. The time is just coming up to 6 minutes to 8 p.m. in London, and as we continue to make our peaceful campaign for those of us that believe that it is time that Nigeria now needs to go into what they call dissolution. It was a fabrication, it was created, it's a fiction, and there's no point keeping it, because it's not going to work for you, neither is it going to work for me. I've known a lot of people that have come out to say they want to be president of Nigeria. The question is, as one of our callers says, Nigeria does not exist. So when you get to the website, you input your details without an email. If you have one, it's fine. If you input your data into the system, it is as safe as anything you can think of. The government does not have access to it. The Nigerian government does not know you have input your information, so there's no way they can come and kidnap you like they did with Nnamdi Kanu. There's no way they can come and attack you. There's no way they can come and take you from your home. This is not the one that have been done in Nigeria, which is the name that Issa Pantami, that has a link to terrorists, where your details has already been passed to a lot of terrorists across the globe. So this particular one, the Ominira Yoruba 2022, is very, very secure. The portal cannot be hijacked by anybody. So be rest assured that your information is secure. Some of you, especially the diaspora, are not feeling it because you are concerned. But you got to remember that some of you go to visit different websites, you go to different events across, exhibition, you leave your details, you don't even know what they're doing with your details. So why not? Why not this time around to make sure that you can also be part of the Yoruba people that wants to go. We have millions of Yoruba people living in the United Kingdom. They are not interested in the breakup of Nigeria because they are probably comfortable here with their family. But we must remember that our identity is not Nigeria. Our real identity is Yoruba. We have a lot of the Yorubas in America. They're doing very well. They are not interested. When you talk about the Yoruba nation, they don't want to be interested. They literally will tell you that we want a Yoruba man to become the president. And the question is, on what constitution and on what basis? And that question, most of them have not been able to answer it. So let us continue to visit the ominirayoruba2022.org. Again, www.ominirayoruba2022.org, where you will be able to get your details signed into it. Then what about those that do not have numbers? A lot of people are concerned that they might probably miss out because they don't have telephone numbers. And we have to understand that we have millions of Nigerians or millions of Yoruba people that do not have a telephone number. You have to be 18 years old before you can actually fill this particular signing petition. So if you're below, please do not attempt to sign it. It's not going to be valid. Whether you fill it before, you don't have to fill it again because the system will not allow you to do so. You can double check. It will just tell you your data already is in the portal. So when you submit the information for the first time person, it will come back and say, oops, invalid email. All you need to do is click OK, and it come back and say data submitted. If you have done it before, it's going to come back and say number already existed. So again, please, those of you back home in Yoruba land, continue to go to different communities, local government, encourage people to sign the petition. If they don't know how to sign it, get their details. There's so many people that are waiting where you can send it to, and they will help them to fill it in online as quickly as possible. Once again, this is still Star Radio UK. We appreciate everyone that have joined us tonight from all over the world, as you continue to also remember to be very, very vigilant, especially with a lot of activities happening in Nigeria. There's a lot of kidnapping, there's a lot of atrocity. If you don't have to travel late, please avoid traveling late. Even the British government is advising some of the British that wants to go to Nigeria to avoid so many places. You don't have access to security like the other socialite or elite that are moving around with a lot of extra security personnel. So my advice to you is, let us remember, the word also of the late Dr. Malafi Obadia, that says that this is a year that a lot of us have to be very, very vigilant. Let us remain vigilant in our community. Let us continue to make sure that we are not sleeping with the too close eyes, because there's a lot happening, and until it happens, you might then ask yourself, why did I not say something? Say it, say something. This is part of what the late Dr. Malafi Obadia said before he died last year. He talked about the Boko Haram terrorists.
Some of us also have our own intelligence networks.
Okay.
Have met with some of the bandits. We have met with some of their high commanders. One or two who have repented. They have sat down with us, not once, not twice. They told us that one of the northern governors is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Boko Haram and the bandits are one and the same thing. They have a sophisticated network. During this lockdown, their planes were moving up and down as though there was no lockdown. Moving ammunitions, moving logistics, moving money, and distributing them in different parts of the country. They are already in the south, in the rainforest of the south. They are everywhere. They told us that when they finish these rural killings, they will move to phase 2. The phase 2 is they will go into the urban cities, going from house to house, killing prominent people. I can tell you, this is the game plan. By 2022, they want to start a civil war in Nigeria.
Well, you don't have to believe him, but we can protect ourselves and become more vigilant. What do I mean by that? We are not asking anybody, to take our law into their hands. but you can remain vigilant by making sure that your community will not be invaded and you can defend yourself. Some might ask, how do I defend myself? A lot of you know those community more than any other person. Do you have strangers? Let's listen to the governor of Benue State, Governor Otto.
But Your Excellency, let me just follow up on something in your opening remarks when you said you had spoken with the president and on a separate occasion, his handlers on a separate occasion. So what was his response when you spoke to him about this?
His response, Mr. President has a set mind. Let me tell you, I have spoken to him personally. And his outing publicly also confirms what he told me. Mr. President believes that for peace to reign in Nigeria, there must be open grazing. There must be provision for cattle routes. There must be provision for grazing areas. And according to him, Mr. President feels that those grazing areas that were enacted, especially in the northern states, and cattle routes, those who have encroached on it, because I raised it with him, and he insisted that those who have encroached on it should be relocated. And that was why I told him that, look, we're no longer in the 50s. We're no longer in the 60s, because the population have overgrown the land what we have. Land is not increasing, but today we have over 200 million people compared to the less than 40 million we had in the 1950s. So there is no way we can talk about open grazing. In my state, for instance, there is no land for open grazing, but there is land for ranching. And this is the global best practice. If we accept this, this problem will be over. And that is why most of my colleagues, in fact, the entire of my colleagues, irrespective of their party affiliation from the South, accepted that, look, the way to go, it is ranching. Most of the states in the North have also accepted that, look, the way to go, it is ranching. And I have recommended to Mr. President and his handlers that, look, just like we subsidize agriculture and provide subsidy for fertilizer and all that, we can do the same thing for herdsmen, because ranching, it can be a little bit expensive.
So my point, the reason why I played the first clip is, and I've got another one ready, which is going to go through later, which is the former Commodore Dr. Kunle Olayomi. He said something. Is it about the herdsmen, or is it a different agenda? Is it that Nigeria or some people are planning to Islamize Nigeria? We've had the late Dr. Malafi Obadia. Is a former deputy governor of Central Bank of Nigeria. For those that do not know, you can check him out. He's late now. He died last year. He said, and I quote, they sat down once, not twice, not thrice, with some of the repentant, top leader of the Boko Haram. The agenda is when they finish with the rural killings, they'll come out into the urban city. And we've been seeing that across, every part of Nigeria, where they actually came onto the track, kidnapped people on the 28th after the bomb blast on the train on the 28th of March from Abuja to Kaduna. As we speak today, Nigerians are still being held in the captivity of the terrorists. That means they're no longer in the bush. They're not coming out. But is there an agenda to all these? Or is it just something that there's a lot of speculation about it? This is what, Comrade Olayomi had to say during an interview.
About sentiments is that there are a group of people in this country that feels that this country should be Islamized. This is a fact.
This is a fact, according to him. Is that your own views as well? Do you believe that, there's some people in Nigeria or outside Nigeria that wants to turn Nigeria into an Islamic country? Let's hear more from Dr. Kunle Olayomi. Some people planning to Islamize Nigeria.
I say you want me to start mentioning names of people in this government that we have interrogated. I was a member of an interrogation team, and I've interrogated a very high-ranking member of this government in 2007, 2008 on the issue of Boko Haram.
I interrogated him, is in this government right now. And what was the issue? Boko Haram. And this senior officer was actually let go because he was found culpable. But right now he's in the government.
So if somebody was interviewed on terrorism, allegation in 2017, and he's found himself in the government, could we say the government is already compromised? Well, it's been a very beautiful evening so far again on Niger Voices, Wednesday edition on the 4th of May 2022. My name is Olayomi Koiki, and as we continue to ask every Nigerians to decide whether in Nigeria will favor you or the disintegration of Nigeria, where you are well respected with a new identity from wherever you are across the globe. Maybe those that have a different identity, like the British passport, the American passport, might not be too concerned. But what about those that have not had that same opportunity, to travel or be given the same preference as whether to keep their Nigerian passport or a British or American, Canadian, Japan, Germany, France, Italy, or other European passport that most of you have got in your hands? What about those at home that are being killed on a daily basis? What about those that are being kidnapped? What about those that probably will not have anything today? Are we worried about them? Or should we just say a 2023 election will resolve all those issues? There's a lot of issues on the table, and there's no way we can shy away from some of those issues. Some of those issues means that it has to come on the table. The Nigeria of today is not the Nigeria of 1960. A lot have changed. The Fulanis are saying they now own Nigeria. Let's hear more from Dr. Kunle Olayomi while we get ready to see if we can pick up some of what the leader of social cultural group, Pa Ayo Adebanjo, said in the last interview I had about him.
You see, we must say the truth, because if you don't, this country is going down the precipice. We have been set back more than 60 years right now. We've gone back to the time before 1966.
So if we are set back 60 years, so how long is it going to take before we have that dream of Nigeria? For some of you that still believe in one Nigeria, which I am not one of them. I don't believe in Nigeria. I don't think that Nigeria is still going to hold on the way it is, even if you disagree that the country will go into disintegration. There's so much uncertainty as we speak right now in Nigeria. There's a lot of people that are angry, with a lot of things that is happening in Nigeria, and you just have to, get close to people, and you would understand that so many people. I've played this before. It's just a reminder again to those of us that still disagree. This is Pa Ayo Adebanjo, is the leader of the Yoruba social cultural group Afenifere. He spoke some few days ago in Abuja, and he said quite a lot. I'm going to take a bit of my time for the benefit of our listeners this evening. Let us enjoy this while we hear and pick some point out of it.
I will not repeat the grounds that my leader in Southern Leaders Forum, Clark, he has given the background, the truthfulness of the thing, the historical something. And Dr. Boko has done justice. And until we have said enough in the press, they are all living in denial. You don't know why they don't want the Southeast. It is not that they don't know the right. Don't believe that. I don't share that view. That you explain them, come and campaign to us. Campaign for what? What is obvious? What you all deny, what must know? Why everybody must support the candidature of an Eastern origin for presidency is because the northern people don't want to yield power. Don't make a mistake about it. You are not afraid to say it.
Okay, that point is very, very clear from him. Do you agree with Pa Ayo Adebanjo the leader of the social cultural group Afenifere, that the Northern don't want to leave the power. So what is all this about the Yorubas that are now clamoring to say election 2023? I saw Fayemi also making declaration. Amosun says he's going to make his declaration tomorrow. Osibajo is he's already declared. Tinubu has already declared. Who else is there? It seems almost every one of them is declaring, but Pa Ayo Adebanjo, the leader of the social cultural group Afenifere, says, and I quote, at 13 minutes past 8 p.m., that the North do not want to leave the power. Is that your view as well? Is that what you think, that the northern part of the country do not want to let the power go? Let's hear more from him.
And I only like to point to all the facts to show you that they are just deceiving you. All the idea that they are supporting the Southwest, they are supporting why? Is an element of disease to divide you, to be able to rule you. They don't like anybody. I told Tinubu himself.
So if the North doesn't like anybody, why do we still want to keep this union is the question.
Not in the papers, face to face. You believe this man is the breakthrough president? He said yes. I said, you make the president, he asked Yoshibaji to contest, he asked Fayemi to contest, he asked Amosu to contest, all in the West. Why? He wanted to divide the West first. Then he goes to the South. The unfortunate thing is that, I'm sorry to this, President Goodluck Jonathan allow himself to be disgraced by mentioning the fact that I'm still considering that to be president. For what? No. Allow me, this is not matter for clapping. It's not a matter for clapping. This time I reflect over it. Gentlemen, no. We are discussing a serious matter.
Okay, thank you so much, to all our listeners. At exactly 30 minutes past, I would like to appreciate my producer. We have about less than 17 minutes. At 8:30, the program will be winding down, and I'll be saying thank you so much to those of you that have stayed tuned to the edition of this Niger Voices. 282 days. What will be our expectation as the days continue to count down? You heard him there. This is a serious matter. The North doesn't want to leave the power. It's pointing finger why Jonathan should want to come back. The Yoruba people are saying, we don't want to be part of Nigeria. It is a fabrication. The Biafra says no. Some Yoruba politicians are still insisting that they want to go ahead. Are we going to see Yoruba politicians versus Yoruba nation? I might be treating that next week properly, but let me hear more a little bit from the leader of the Yoruba social cultural group Afenifere. Good evening once again. Sorry we've not been able to pick so many of your comments that have come through tonight. Thank you so much, Taiwo Elesila. I hope I pronounced it very well. Good evening to you, my sister, Mrs. Kemi Bello. Good evening to you, Abdul Razak Emilola. Good evening to my mom. Good evening to Sani Oseni. Good evening to you, Mrs. Bimileke. Fulani are not giving up that power. Yoruba politicians like Tinubu are joking. I'm going to read some of your comments in the last 10 minutes of the program, but let me quickly click on this and hear more from Pa Ayo Adebanjo.
When I remember the struggle and the campaign I made for good luck, on the principle that every part of the country, no matter how small, you are entitled to the highest position in this country if we still want to be in Nigeria in peace, not by force.
Okay, if we still want to be in Nigeria in peace, so in 282 days, I want you to start telling me what you think is going to happen. We have 282 days is a countdown. What do you think would happen in Nigeria? As so many people are saying that it's time to hang the boot of Nigeria?
It's a question of national cake. It's a question of national equality. The Nigeria which I fought for, and I repeat, fought for, because I took part in the fighting. I am a follower of Awolowo, a follower of Azikwe. And Azikwe was my leader before I followed Awolowo when he started to follow feudalism. I am one of the other Sikhs. Why? We want one Nigeria. But not one Nigeria where one will be dominating the other. Not want you want the unity of the horse and the rider. Where the northern will be the rider and the rest of the country will be the horse. No.
So, has the North always been, it's quite interesting that, when you hear these leaders, so to call, are speaking, it's good that we're getting their views, but is this not what they've been discussing for the last 30, 40 years? Why have they left it too late? Why have they allowed the North to take control and the power that are meant to be for the people? Why? Is the question. I wouldn't have enough time to play all that audio, but you can listen to that yourself should you want to, but I'm going to be playing this after that, and then we're going to start saying thank you so much to every one of you that have joined me tonight on the 4th of May on Niger Voices on what we call Star Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up? In your car,
at work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Star Radio UK.
Well, it is Star Radio UK, as we say right here in the studio. My name is Olayomi Koiki, and I'd like to appreciate everyone once again. It is a very interesting time to be alive. Let's hear these, and then we're gonna start saying thank you to those of you, and probably read some of your comments online, and then I'm gonna prepare to hand over back to the studio right now. This is the music I love so much.
Mobilization first agenda is now coming. It's totally complete after that. Where is your president from?
Bear with me, that is going to come back on. While we're waiting for that, I say thank you so much.
Chief of Staff Fulani, Chief Justice of Nigeria Fulani, Senate President of Nigeria is coming to us Fulani, Deputy Speaker is Fulani, the Army Chief of Staff is Fulani, Navy Chief Fulani, Police IG Fulani, DSS is Fulani, National Intelligence Agency Fulani, National Security Advisor is coming to us. I'm John. Why do you hate Igbo people? I want to prove to all the Fulani that the hatred today in this was brought about by Fulani Janjaweed. Is it very clear to you now how they do? Is it very clear? Listen to the minister. Minister of Defense, Fulani. Minister of Finance, Fulani. Somebody that studied the Sharia law is the head of the judicial system. Fulani. Is it very clear to you now how they do? Political Republic. Federal Capital Territory, Fulani. Agriculture, Fulani. Police Affairs, Fulani. Aviation of Fulani. Communication of Fulani. Power, Fulani. Water resources, Fulani. Everything is Fulani. All the 19 northern governors are Fulani except the Benue Plateau and Koiki. Every northern.
Wow, what more can I say? I don't know how we all allow the North to take control of Nigeria from 1960. Some will probably say, the British government was also playing their own role, and that is why we never gave that election to the south of the country in 1959 when the British government rigged the first ever election in Nigeria. Let me quickly take some of your comments, and then I'm going to start winding down. Thank you so much, Evangelist Taiwo Esther Prince Yotunde. Thank you so much. And Crown Coke, thank you so much. And I say thank you so much to every single one of you. Thank you so much again to my mom watching as well, and all my family that are watching. And likewise, I continue to say thank you to each and every one of you, especially those that attended my dad's 40th remembrance that took place in somewhere in Lagos yesterday. Thank you so much to everyone that attended that and all those that contributed. His name is Alhaji Majid Omotayo Okunla Koiki. He died actually on the May 3rd, 1982, which makes it 40 years remembrance that was celebrated of life yesterday. Once again, thank you so much. Seiti Asabi says they all use Awolowo, blah blah blah. Ole Atenuje Niwon. That is why the Iragbiji bastard played them out. Kikelomo, good evening to you, ma. Koiki Akushata Kutakun. God will continue to protect and strengthen you. Bless. Also, Omo Odua Nimi says, good evening. I say good evening to you. African Confidential says an elderly person still scared at their age of speaking the truth is serving no purpose being alive. He's 95. He probably don't want the Fulani to come and take him away from his home. So probably maybe that's why Pa Ayo Adebanjo, he has been very, very outspoken, but I will expect more from him, knowing that the North has controlled us for a very long time. Good evening to you. A very, very beautiful hardworking, like any other hardworking aunties, sisters, uncles that are all working, especially on the NHS floor. We have a lot of Yorubas that are working tirelessly, and we still have a lot of Nigerians for those that still believe they are Nigerians. Mrs. Bimileke, Fulani are not giving up that power. Yoruba politicians like Tinubu are jokers. Drizzy Fresh says, even if the North allow them to rule their agenda and superiority assumption will still be in term. We just want to be free from Nigeria. Pastor Mo says, well done, Koiki. You're doing very well. Thank you so much. You also say, I wonder why they mess up Tinubu are not aware of this, that the Northerners would divide them. When I saw, thank you so much, Taiwo, when I saw the Fayemi coming out to declare as well, and I knew straight away that the North are not taking it easy. I don't know what they're using, but something seems to be working. Good evening to you, Mrs. Beatrice Akimbayo, and the rest of you that we've not mentioned your name. I'm just quickly taking some of your comments that have come through. Oladiso Michael says, thanks, Mr. Koiki Ekushe Ilu Olorun Adroti. Thank you so much for that. Drizzy first also says, they love to call others infidels or Anwa to be wiped away. I believe you're talking about the the terrorists that have been invading a lot of Nigerians in different parts of the country. African Confidential say those terrorists they call bandits who have been kidnapping have come out to say openly they don't want money. And you're quite right. We might treat that next week. The man that was released, good evening to you, Mr. Raymond. The man that was released during the attack on the train, after he returned back, gave us information that is very useful, and that information says that the terrorists actually do not want money. So, and they say that Buhari or the government knows what they want. I don't know what they want, but it seems they are saying that the government knows what they want. What do you think that what do you think they want? Mr. Tunde that is watching us on Star Radio UK, Tunde Akingbola, no going back. Thank you so much once again to everyone that is right there with your comment and your messages. Keep them going as well. Let's come back again to some of those comments here as well. Mrs. Oluremi says, continue to rest in perfect peace, Dr. Obadia Malafia. A very sad one that we lost somebody like that. Ayo Ade Oseni. I just saw a video of a man that says he dreamed they're planning to bomb Lagos. I watched that as well. We just have to be very vigilant for those of us back in Nigeria. Very, very vigilant. Let us continue to monitor our area, our vicinity. If there's a stranger, I don't know what you're going to do, but you can become very, very more vigilant at this particular hour because there's a lot happening in Nigeria, and I'm not sure the government has what it takes to protect everybody. Thank you so much, Adioshun Jimo. T, you say, what about children that were born in abroad by both Yoruba parents? Yes, they can sign the petition. As long as you have a Yoruba lineage, whether your husband is Yoruba and you are not Yoruba, you automatically can sign it. Not you, but the children will be able to sign it. If you are, at least you have a lineage of a Yoruba in you. A lot of people have asked, what about Edo? Can they sign the petition? The way Nigeria is structured at the moment, legally, the Edo will not be able to sign the petition, but I'm sure when we get to the final stage, they will also be welcomed back into the Yoruba community. Kwara State is a Yoruba state. Kogi State is a Yoruba state, because a lot of people don't tend to talk about Kwara and Kogi State. Even though I know Saraki wants to be president, it's all about, again, themselves. Selfishness is not about the identity of the people. They have a good identity. Most of these politicians have good visas for those that do not have resident, and some of them have bought countries resident where they have a different identity. So they don't want you to keep your own identity, but trust me, the rest of all these politicians are all carrying a different passport away from Nigeria. So when they're traveling out of Nigeria, they're not using Nigerian passport. So you will not be surprised that when we say for the benefit of everyone, a total dissolution is the best. We are just about 4 minutes, and I'm going to have to hand over back to my producer. I can't go further more than that because we've been given extra half an hour. And I can only appreciate everyone. Good evening to you, Mr. David Odunayo Oyekola. Also, Albarika, Mrs. Abiola Obasa, thank you so much. Bless Olua. I'm just reading some of your comment quickly on Facebook before I hand over back. And I'm going to play my last tune. Mr. Ebenezer Adeshino, thank you so much. And to all our callers, thank you so much. Mr. Sunday Okbawande, thank you so much. Continue to tell all your friends, your old school association about the petition. It's very, very important. We are almost at that 5 million, but we need to keep pushing it so that we can get to that numbers. An announcement will be made by the necessary individuals that will tell us, and then we will be able to know what next. Whatever we're doing now is not because of us. We're doing it because the next generation will be pleased we did so. And that is how far we can go. I'm going to play my last track, which I love so much, and I will say to those of you that are not from the Yoruba, maybe you can just shake your body and dance to it as well. Orile Demi by our sister Janet. She sang this, a very, very beautiful one. I love it so much, and I hope you would love it as well. My name is Olayomi Koiki. A lot of you know me as Koiki Media, for those of you that follow me on my platform. But every Wednesday, I'm here in the studio, or probably operating from outside the studio, where we bring to you Naija Voices on Star Radio UK. Orile Demi was sung by our sister, Mother Janet. This is how it goes. Yes, keep telling people about Yoruba Nation. There's no crime about it. Do whatever you can do. Poster, awareness, talk to people, even if they disagree with you.
Welcome. All around the world.
This is Star Radio UK.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Every Wednesday, but again 24/7, we're live here. You can join us at any time, even if I'm not here. Be rest assured, there's a lot of programs that runs through Star Radio UK that you don't want to miss. On that note, I say Odabo, bye for now.